Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, the honeymoon phase is officially over. Why did I say this? Well, if you have been following the Wuthering Waves 3.1 livestream, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, it's all over social media, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Reddit. I mean, the patch looks incredible. We are getting a massive new regional expansion in 𝗖𝗍𝗆𝗆. We got a motorbike that we actually get to keep for free in 3.0. By any metric, Kuro is still being more generous than almost anyone else in the gacha space. I mean, just look at the facts, right? Look at the numbers. But then, they gave us the one announcement that felt like a shock from Hassan, a spending event. Man, I was surprised. Wuthering Waves, you were supposed to be the chosen one for nearly 2 years. Wuthering Waves positioned itself as the HoYo killer. Or to be exact, it is the player base that positions the game as the chosen one that will bring change to the system. It shows to the market that you don't need to be hella predatory to be on top. The developer that was supposed to be our ally, the one that listened while the other predatory companies ignored us. But with the introduction of the new spending events, that mask didn't just slip, it was fully taken off. We are seeing a version of the game where quality of life fixes are being sold back to us and the paywalls are being considered as milestones. And you know me, I have spent plenty of time criticizing other games for these exact tactics. So it would be pretty hypocritical of me to look the other way now just because it's my daddy Kuro Games. Solon Lee, why did you do this to me? So that is why we need to talk about why this event is a scam, why the new transducer item is a kick in the manly private area, and why despite all of it, this game is still, in my opinion, the lesser evil. Hear me out before you type your nasty comments, and let's get into it. So first, let's have a look at the Moonlit Path event. To actually hit the biggest prize in that whole event, that 5-star character selector, you gotta spend around, give or take, $150. By now, we have seen spending events in other games before, right? Sometimes costing even more money for a limited time cosmetic, but the point isn't about who is the most expensive or which one is the most worth it. It is about the fact that Kuro is now walking through the same corporate door they used to distance themselves from for a company that built its brand on being the devs that listened. This is a disappointing way to find out that the honeymoon phase is ending, I'm not gonna lie, but it starts to get confusing and questionable way before that. At the tier where you spend around $30, you are looking at getting maybe 2 or 4 pulls. Like, what is this? In literally any other context imaginable, that is a goddamn scam. Usually, these spending events abuse the fear of missing out in people's psychology, or FOMO, to make you feel like you're losing a once-in-a-lifetime deal. But here, somehow, the rewards are so bad. It's not even bad, it's literally garbage, that there is almost no fear involved. Zero FOMO whatsoever. Hey, is that a good thing or a bad thing? You tell me, right? When you look at the character selector, it sounds amazing to get a free character, right? But for anyone who has been playing since day one, or the whales, these characters are basically just trophies. Except for Shorekeeper, of course. She is still great until this day. But even then, Shorekeeper is one of the most owned character in the game. Beginners could start the game today and can pull Shorekeeper in the beginner banner. So what is the use of this character selector really? Tell me, cause I don't know. What is actually clever, in a slightly naughty way, ooh, the devs are being a cheeky bitch, is the psychology behind the in-game bundles. Kuro progressively and slowly build the shop with these $10 and $20 bundles. If you look at the percentage sign on the right corner, you look at how much they are a great deal. They look like a win. What a deal! You get stuff and you get rings for the event. Little do you know, it's a trap. It's called sunk cost fallacy. You probably already know what it means. That's a term for when you have already put so much into something that you feel like you have to keep going just to make it worth it. So I will put you in a scenario. You buy the bundles, but then you realize you still don't have enough actual pulls to get Amiath. You think, I've already spent money, might as well spend some more. So you spend more, you idiot. You got your Amiath, but you're almost at the point in the spending events where you would get a free character. You think again, it's only a little bit. What could go wrong if I spend more? So you spend more again, you goddamn idiot. By the end of it, you have spent way more money than you expected, and you are stuck with eating instant noodles for the rest of the month. Trust me, I have been there. It is a serious trap and you should really be careful of your spending, right? But if the spending event is a scam and a trap, the transducer is something a bit more personal to the community. Or in other words, it's a kick in the balls. Yep, and just like that, generations wave goodbye, away from your future. I mean, we play gacha games. Do we have a future? I don't know. Since the game launched, the community has had one major request: to fix the ecosystem. Please fix the grind. Please give us more EXP. Give us a way to fix our echo substats, yada yada yada. One out of the many things we wanted is a substat reroller. We waited. It doesn't seem like we're getting any, looking at how the devs have been completely silent about this topic. And then in 3.1, the developers finally listened. Finally addressing the issue, oh my god! But they didn't fix the system. Wait, what? Well, at least not for free, because they decided to monetize the frustration. You want some? Well, no worries. They included it in the spending event. Can we get a round of applause for Kuro Games? You greedy piece of shit. What the fuck, man? Instead of putting this item, the transducer, in the free battle pass or the basic shop, they fucked it away in the Afterglow Coral store, the cashback currency you get from pulling characters or 4-star weapons and up. It is the most valuable currency in the game because you can use it to buy more pulls if you're an idiot, or get sequences of 5-star characters if you're a normal person. I mean, if you're a normal person, you wouldn't play gacha games. Who am I kidding? Kuro is asking you to pay the equivalent of 4 pulls for a single substat reroller. And this is the best part of it all. Hear this. It is still RNG. Oh my god! You spend 4 pulls worth of currency to reroll a stat, and you could still end up with something completely useless. God damn! And hear me out. I would be okay with a bad substat reroller if it was free-to-play friendly. For example, the TOA tokens. And these, when you're at the higher level, are more often used for echo upgrades anyway. So why don't you put it here? Or the free battle pass, for example. I swear to god, it's so easy to not fuck this shit up, but you did. God damn it, you did. And people, me included, love to say that Kuro is the developer that actually cares, the one that hears the community. And they did hear us. They heard that we hated the grind, and they decided to put a price tag on the solution. It is one thing to make the echo farming a frustrating grind. It is an entirely different thing to pay gate it to slightly make it better. I mean, we got what we asked for, but in the most corporate, greedy way possible, bro. This is so unbelievable. And now, after everything I've just said about the spending event and the substat reroller, I might sound like I'm ready to delete the game. Oh, fuck Kuro Games. But you need to hold on. I need to hold on. Wait, do I need to hold on? I got no hand to hold. Oh shit, I'm so single. Anyways, hear me out, right? We have to look at the full picture, and that is where I will introduce you to the term lesser evil. In the gacha game market, no company is truly your friend. That fact being made absolutely obvious from the topic we are talking about today. Every choice these companies make is a business move designed to get you to open your wallet in one way or another. To give you an analogy, it is like the difference between a vape and a cigarette. Look, at the end of the day, neither is good for you. They are both designed to keep you addicted and keep making you buying them. So literally do not even attempt to try them. But if you are already in that world, one is less damaging to your health than the other. Calling a vape a lesser evil isn't saying it is healthy. It is just acknowledging that it is not a pack of unfiltered cigarettes. Do you understand? I hope you do. If you're underage and watching my videos, I'm sorry, goddamn. Welcome to the real world, I guess. And that is also the reality of Wuthering Waves in 3.1. Even as we call out the greed or the spending event, we have to look at the facts on the other side of the spectrum. In version 3.1 alone, we are looking at over 60 free pulls from the events, and that is a low estimate. When you add in the new region, the puzzles, the world quest, the exploration, I don't know, you are looking at potentially getting up to 100 free pulls, or maybe 90, you know, give or take. For a free-to-play player, that is massive. In the game, and this is talking about the average of every patch, you can still guarantee a 5-star character. That is a fact. There is also the stuff we tend to take for granted because it is just a part of the game's DNA now. The weapon banner does not have a 50-50. If you pull for a weapon, you get it guaranteed. You can still buy character sequences or duplicates directly from the shop using Afterglow corals. And these are not just small things. These are features that respect your time and money more than almost any other game game in this space. Like literally compare it to any other game right now, except for maybe, I don't know, Punishing Gray Raven, that's pretty good, which is also made by Kuro Games. Man, this is so cooked. And you know what? With the money they're getting, they are still innovating. In version 2.0, they gave us the flight mechanic for free, and then made to be able to use in the 1.0 versions. In 3.0, we got a motorbike to explore the new map, new ways to move around the world that would be pay-gated in other games. In Wuthering Waves, Kuro just gives them to you because they make the game better. It makes us feel like the money is well spent, because even though the devs are profiting hella from it, I mean, let's be honest here, they're rich. They are still putting the money back in the game. And still, I don't think it's right to call any gacha game good in a moral sense. They are designed to make money. But Wuthering Waves is still very clearly the lesser evil. It is greedy, but not as predatory as the other giants in the market. And before you cancel me again, ooh, 𝗖𝗆 is defending them, repeat the video again in slow motion and try your hardest to listen, because I genuinely cannot make this shit easier for you to understand. What I found so discouraging as I went through social media for a few days back is when people start saying things like, well, it's a gacha game, what did you expect? As a way of normalizing a bad thing. Just because everyone else is doing it, I guess. But just because something is an industry standard, sure, it's what every big company does. Doesn't mean we have to like it. And it definitely doesn't mean we should accept it. Doesn't mean we should stop calling it out. For months, a huge part of the space, and let's be honest, myself included, spent a lot of time clowning games like HSR for having spending events. We called it predatory, we called it greedy. I mean, it's true. What do you want me to do? But we also used that as proof that Kuro Games was different. But now Kuro has done the exact same thing. We're suddenly forced to look at the reality. I've been watching people perform some incredible mental acrobatics to defend this. Some people are saying that because Kuro Games give us 60 free polls, we should just let them get the bag and ignore the $200 paywall. They're using Kuro's past kindness as a purity test, as if being nice in the past gives them a free pass to be greedy now. Guys, that is not how this works. You can appreciate the free stuff while still being disappointed that the developer of a game you like is walking down the same dark path as everyone else. And that is really the core of the issue. That honeymoon phase, that early period where everything feels perfect and you ignore the red flags, is officially over. We are finally seeing the true face of the company, and it is a lot more familiar than we hoped. What a shame. I guess there's that. For a long time, they played the part of the underdog who was going to save us from the greedy giants. But with version 3.1, the mask is fully off. We are not looking at a group of indie devs just trying to get by. We are looking at a multi-million-dollar corporation. And corporations, by design, are built to find the most efficient way to take your money. It is a bit of a reality check, but that is why you should take the cautious path. Some people think that if you like a game, you have to defend everything it does. I think it's the opposite. Being critical is the only way to keep this game in check. If we just smile and wave and accept every bad deal, we are telling the devs that this is okay. And if they know it's okay, it is only going to get worse from here. We want Wuthering Waves to stay the lesser evil, but that only happens if we keep the pressure on. The observant truth is that two things can be true at the same time. Kuro Games obviously still cares about making a great product, the new region, the content, the quality of life updates. They want you to have fun, but they have also proven that their true priority is their wallet. We can enjoy the world they have built and the free polls they gave us while still calling out the aggressive monetization. You don't have to pick a side. You can love the game and still hate the spending events, and that is truly fine. So I want to leave you with a question, and this is serious. At what point does generosity stop being a shield for bad business towards customers? If Kuro keeps giving us 100 free polls every patch, would you be okay if they keep doing spending events? Or is there a hard line that they just cross for you, you know? Let me know what you think in the comments below, but that is all from me, 𝗖𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.